Stories used to live on TV screens, in cinemas, bookstore shelves. Today, they live on your phone. I mean, a 60-second skit, a YouTube series, a podcast, a thread, that's a new cinema. Today, let's talk about the new wave of digital storytelling, how creators are using platforms, data, and culture to tell Nigerian stories to the world without waiting for permission. Joining us is a digital storyteller, content creator, I dare say filmmaker, Tapchin, Dawurang. Welcome to the show. I hope I said that correctly.
Say that correctly. I'm very proud of you.
Welcome to the show, Tapchin.
Welcome to the show, all the way from Toronto, right?
Thank you. Well, I will cast now, but I like to say I'm in Toronto, but I'm close to Toronto. I live in Peterborough, Ontario. So that's like 2 hours-ish away from Toronto, but I would just say I'm in Toronto. So
Okay.
You know what? You're closer to Canada than I am, so it's all good.
Wow.
Regardless of the 2 hours.
Yeah. Sam is like 24 hours away, but
Stop it, Kimini. All right. The big picture, what does this new digital wave of digital storytelling mean to you? How is it different from traditional film, TV storytelling, you know, and is it here to stay? Talk to me.
Truthfully, I feel like we are experiencing a creative outbreak right now, an intense outburst of creative people. I feel like people are no longer trying to, permit me to bring like the whole Gen Z and millennial gap into this conversation. But I feel like, you know how the previous generation were so hell-bent on being like prim and proper, even down to the marketing and media side of things. Things had to follow, we had to conform, things had to follow a particular pattern. But now people are and like I said, I'm trying to bring Gen Z into this. Gen Z particularly are no longer trying to conform to this method that might have worked in the past. Right now, with the rise of like social media, you have to get on this quick. People's attention spans are not great. So you have to do something that you know is going to catch people, is going to draw people in. And the way people are doing that is through authenticity. People are no longer afraid to be themselves, to be their full-blown selves. So I do think that it has definitely like changed. It's not necessarily what you see on TV. The things you see on social media are not the things you see on TV, most especially because people have like full creative direction and freedom over themselves. So they are just doing, man, and people are just liking. Because the thing is, if you continue to be yourself, you are always going to have people that are just going to like you for you. And if they like you for you, then they're just going to continue liking what you do.
Amazing.
Okay.
I mean, authenticity, it sells and it still scales 100%. But let's talk about platforms now. Which platforms do you think is winning right now for storytellers in Nigeria? TikTok, YouTube, podcast, Instagram? And where are the real stories maybe being told?
I would say I'm inclined to say Instagram, because Instagram is more so for polished results. So if you're putting out something cinematic and you're putting out something that like, you know, you want it to transfer as like, or rather come across as like a film, I feel like the most polished results 9 times out of 10 are always going to end up on Instagram. But TikTok comes in like a very close second. I won't say YouTube because I can't like testify for YouTube. I don't use YouTube a lot, but it probably works for like people outside. But I would honestly say Instagram and TikTok on like a very close level. Yeah.
you know, you mentioned people's limited attention spans, right? So that has me wondering, with everyone scrolling so fast, how do you grab someone in the first 3 seconds and still deliver a story that has depth?
Hyperbole, exaggeration, just take things to the max in those first 3 seconds, honestly speaking. Like, and that's not to say deviate from the story, because if you're trying to tell a story, it's like it's by God's grace, it's a story that's actually happened. So you're going into this story and you're thinking, okay, what's the most interesting part of this thing? How can I make this like... Let me just stop talking. I'll give you a perfect example. The other day, I made a video about how, like, busty people in general, busty women, you could wear the exact same thing as somebody who is not as busty, and then, like, you would be portrayed as more, like, indecent and whatnot. So the hope for that video was, I cannot leave my breast at home. The story is still there. What I want to say is still there. But then you're scrolling and you're hearing somebody saying, I cannot leave my breast at home. Naturally, you want to stop and say, okay, what really is this person going on to say? You know, so it's not necessarily that, like, you're drifting away from your story, not at all. You're just finding a way to, you know, grab people. Like, just say something out of pocket. Just say something unconventional. Let's keep it that
I mean, there are some Nigerians who are hearing this and they want to take it to the max. I mean, extra.
Right.
But again, we've seen several Nigerian creators blow up, and not just here, I mean, globally, from their bedrooms. I remember Elsa. Remember Elsa Majimbo? Literally, she's no longer in Kenya. In fact, what's changed that makes this possible even now? You know, that a Nigerian somewhere far away could blow up and be big in America. What has changed? Why is it different now?
Truthfully, I would say like it's a character shift in the sense that people are seeing that it's possible. I feel like, and in every capacity, you're always, or rather in every field, you're always going to have pioneers, people who were the first set of people to break out, who were the first set of people to just do things the right way, and they just blew up. When these people and content creators, for example, now let's say these people blew up earlier. We're even talking about, let's say, people like Stephanie Moka, people who were like pioneers of YouTube, and then these people post, and then they post their lives, and people start to see that these things are possible. I think genuinely, if you dream, you can only go as far as you dream. If you don't dream big and you don't start to see things as possible, then you're going to remain in your small bubble. So when you see that things like this, like it's within your reach, like it's not, yes, it may be far-fetched. I know that opportunity gaps are very different for different people. But it really gives you like that drive. It really gives you that zeal to want to see things through and see, okay, true, can I really make it? I like to say that it is not a question of like, oh, is this thing possible? Because I personally think everything is possible. It's just a matter of how bad do you want it. So how, you know, how prepared are you really to put your back into it and see things through, regardless of how long it's going to take. So I generally just think it's because people are saying that it's possible now, that they are really trying. And it's not that they're already good at what they are doing. So they are just, you know, letting the world know that they are good and they're trying to get somewhere. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, you mentioned earlier that there is this creative outbreak right now, but can one person with a phone and an idea really compete with big media houses, even with the current plethora, myriad of content creators that we have right now? And what advantages do you think that digital creators have?
I think that I personally would take out the word compete. I think, truthfully, they're two entirely different fields. Not entirely, but I think they're two, I said entirely again, but two different fields. Media houses, of course, have like, they have clientele, they've been here before, they have a whole team of different people who do different things. And when it comes to things like that, you have to have structure. It's the thing that I was telling you about, well, not necessarily conforming in this case, but it's essential to have structure in a media house like that. Whereas when it's just it's coming back into the whole authenticity discussion that I was talking about earlier. It's just you have full creative direction. You can do anything that you want to do. A lot of brands look for that because we've been seeing advertisements for years now. The TV has been with us since only God knows what year massive. Advertisements are not finishing today, but what is going to change? What about the ads are going to change? Brands reach out to, you know, creators and all these people because they want them to bring in their own audience to their brand. They want to bring the brand, they're not bringing the brand to the people, they're bringing the people to the brand. So I think that really plays a big difference. That's why I said I won't say that they compete because they are two different things. Media houses, most of them are bringing like the brand to the people, but individuals are bringing the people to the brand.
Tapchin, I mean, I understand that 100%, but the reason I talked about competition is because we go for events and we see these things. Sometimes we, the TV, the media houses that have structure, like you say, are competing with these content creators because they want to get all the footage and everything before we do. And you know, the timeliness as well.
Exactly.
They can post immediately and then it attracts numbers, which brings us to monetization, you know. How do you think digital storytellers monetize in 2026?
Money.
Honestly, brand deals. Like I already mentioned prior, it's going to be brand deals. I already said that you're more so bringing people to the brand, not the brand to people. So brands look for that. They are looking for people with already established audiences. People have niches, right? Let's say a beauty creator now, or a makeup creator rather. Brands are going to look for people who are already on that wavelength because they already have an established community of people who are looking for this particular thing. Whereas when you go to, like, I would say media, circling back to the media company conversation, it's a vast like people watch the news. Anybody and everybody, people's daddies, people's brothers, everybody watches the news. So like it's more so it's a wide net. So I think that I would say that that's the difference. The way to monetize, to the best of my knowledge, or to the best of my knowledge, would just be to seek out brands that align with what you do, brands that you would want to work with in the future, brands that you genuinely have something to offer them, not that you're just taking money from them because they will not answer you if you're not offering them anything.
Wait, this talk about money, are they really paying? You know how there are some brands that want to do it also free, if you know what I mean? You know, in 2026, would you say that they've gotten better at truly giving creators what they deserve? And you know the money is worth it, you know, and you can live comfortably on off that, right?
I will die on the hill that brands have money. Brands have the money. Never think that these brands don't have the money. They have the money. Obviously, like they're within a budget, right? And they're going to try to go like a little bit under the budget. Nobody's really trying to like max out the whole budget that they have for a particular thing. But I always say this thing, don't be afraid to charge your rate because they have the money. There's a budget for marketing. There's a budget for influencers. There's a budget for all these things. Like, don't be afraid to charge your rate. Size yourself and see, okay, that's why I mentioned you have to be offering something, right? You have to be bringing value to this brand. So size yourself, think, okay, genuinely, if I post this thing, what am I able to do for this brand? What potentials are there? And charge that price because they have the money are big. Like, don't let them tell you that they don't have this, they have this. They have it like mad.
Okay, we want to know how much should creators follow the algorithm, right? Because we've talked about limited attention spans. We've talked about what a brand might need or not need, right? So should a creator follow the algorithm and trends, or should they just, tell a story that they believe in?
I think creators should always tell every single story that they believe in. I don't think that it's nice for you to get an idea, a beautiful idea at that, and just let it pass because you want to do something that every other person is already doing. I'm not against trends in any way. I'm not against trends at all. But trends don't keep people. When that trend ends, what happens? You hop on the other trend and then that trend ends and then what happens? Like, I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Like, when you try to follow a particular trend, it's a time limit. But when it's you can never, the tap never runs dry. It's just you. People are always going to be there for you. People are coming for you and for what you create. Whereas if you're following trends, like think of it, let's say you post, I don't even know what trend to use as an example, but let's say you hop on a trend and people are liking that trend and people follow you as a result of that trend and interact with your content for as long as you post that trend. The second you decide, okay, I don't want to do this trend anymore. I actually want to do something else. Maybe I want to do music. Maybe I want to do something else. Everybody that hopped on you, maybe not everybody, that's an exaggeration, but like a good number of people that hopped on you due to that trend, they don't know you for that reason. What if they don't like that other reason? I don't know, like...
that makes sense.
You get what I'm saying. Yeah.
You know, that also brings us to the conversation about authenticity and AI. When we're telling stories that resonate the most with us, stories that you believe in, right? How do you keep digital storytelling authentic with all the AI tools that are available? How do you stay true to a story you believe in and stay as authentic as possible?
I think it's very important to use AI as a tool and not your creative director. And that is where a lot of people are falling short. You go into ChatGPT asking, okay, I want to post today. Tell me what to post. Then who are you? Quite literally, like, who are you? You're not giving anybody any bit of your personality. You put no thought into it whatsoever. Why, like, do you assume that people are going to follow AI? Quite literally, in that case, and people don't like AI. And we've gotten to the stage where people can tell what AI looks like. So I think it would be a lot better if creators use AI as a tool, as opposed to just letting it do the whole work. Come with your idea, there's no I generally don't think there's any harm in letting AI like polish things for you. Like if your grammar is not so great, feel free to pop your scripts in ChatGPT. Make sure to put the prompts. Please do not change anything, because if you change something, if you don't tell it not to change anything. But yeah, there's nothing wrong in like polishing and asking just like make things a bit neat. But always come with your own idea. Always come with your own base idea. That's who you are. That's the core of your story. That's why people would want to listen to your story, not ChatGPT's story.
I like that. Your story, not ChatGPT's story. Because some people, they are making the content, they will still tell you what the prompt gave you. Today, Kate, I love you.
People see
It's
captions
weird.
there. People leave their AI text in captions.
Wow.
In fact, no, it's insane. Honestly speaking, people are not doing the work.
Thank you,
It is well.
Tapchin.
Even in the well, it is well. Anytime.
I know, right? But let's talk challenges now, right? What is that biggest struggle for digital storytellers right now? Should we say data costs, funding, piracy, or platform policies?
Someone's a lot to say about data.
I would say personally, I've faced a lot of issues with platform policies, and it's with TikTok in particular. Copyright issues, all of these things, like you run into them quite a lot. It's part of the reason why, like, I find it hard to post on YouTube because they always flag it for one thing or the other.
Right.
So from personal experience, I would just say honestly, it's platform policies. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've re-edited a film over and over and over again because I would post something and TikTok would flag it, or they would take down my sound, or they would do one thing or the other. It's personal beef with TikTok, honestly. I think it's personal beef with TikTok. Like, I generally just think it's platform policies. Me personally, platform policies. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
We're going to have to wrap this up in a bit, but the truth is everybody a content creator? Because it applies to everybody now. And I guess my question is the future, right? Where do you see digital storytelling going in the next 3 to 5 years? Would it be for only the few? Would it be for everybody? Or is that what we're expecting? Are we seeing more AI-generated series? What do you project the future would look like?
I think we are pivoting into a time where, like, sorry, because this is your work, but TV might be going out of the way. TV might be going a bit out of the way to make room for more, mobile stories and all of that. With the topic of AI, we've already seen that even a lot of like movie companies are starting to incorporate AI into what they are doing. I personally am not a fan of it. I won't come out and outrightly say I hate AI. Once again, I like AI as a tool, but I don't like it when like you can't tell it's AI. It's not great. But anyway, side note, I do see us heading into a stage where like short form content is really going to, it's really going to go on a global scale. It's already on a global scale now, but it's really going to expand. We start to see, oh my gosh, I can't remember who it was. It's Ray. Yes, she started the series on TikTok, and it's a full like 2 minutes max episodes, but it's so well done. Full media corporations. I think we're going to lean more so on TV and film and everything. I think we're going to lean more so into short form content like that, and I think we are generally going to give like a lot more people the room and the platform to do these things, to fill these spaces. Yeah.
Okay, Tapchin, we hear you, but TV is going nowhere.
Amen.
It's going nowhere.
Amen.
Please, don't say it again, please.
We plead.
We plead, we beg you. But let me ask you this as a rapid fire question, right? If you had to choose between a story that gets maybe 100 million views, it just went viral, but it disappears in a week. And then you get you make a video that gets maybe 100,000 views, but it changes the way people think about something, the way they see something, whatnot. Which one would you choose and why?
I would pick 100,000 views because genuinely, and this sounds like a PR rehearsed answer, but genuinely, I swear to God, it is not. I like creating films because I like people being able to relate to something. I like people feeling like they are not alone in the things that they do. So in that, I'm appealing to their sense of self. I'm touching them internally. So 100%, I think I would pick 100,000 views that are there to stay, that people can remember, that people can continue to see over the years, that changes the way they think or feel about something, as opposed to what's 1 million views would do for me in 1 week, massive. That's not really doing much for me. So yeah, that's my reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
100,000 views is a lot. Let's not even lie. Instagram is moving funny these days too.
Yeah.
So it's quite a lot of people. But
It is indeed. Well, I guess we'd have to ask you the final question. Any advice for up-and-coming digital storytellers, content creators, whatever it is in that field?
Be yourself. I would die on this hill, man. Be yourself. There's no other person. The tap can't run dry, or rather the well can run dry if you're yourself. You're not running to anybody for ideas. Every day, your life is your inspiration. So just be yourself and do your own thing, okay? Yes, much love to you people.
Much love to you too. Don't blow your kiss.
This was such a fun conversation to have. Thank you so much, Tapchin, for hanging out with us. Filmmaker, content creator. Great job, great job. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was so lovely to meet you guys.
Thank you. We'll talk to you some other time.